Hi everyone, it's Nicole here and welcome back to Bochiknot Macrame. In this DIY pattern tutorial, we will be going over a flower headband. Just when you guys thought I was done with the Macrame baby series, I am back at it with another baby series DIY pattern tutorial. I think ever since I've had my little girl, I've put a headband on her almost every day. Headbands make great accessories for your little girls, and they also make great gifts for expectant parents or new parents as well. This pattern is beginner friendly. The knots that we use in this pattern are the double half hitch knot, the berry knot, and the overhand knot. Oh, and also the reverse Lark's head knot. We don't use any glue for this pattern. I try to stay away from gluing my macrame projects whenever possible. Most of the time you can actually solve that without using glue by using double overhand knots. So here in this tutorial I will show you guys how that is done. If you guys do feel you want to add a felt backing with some glue to make it more secure, you can definitely go ahead and do that. I found that without the backing, it was still fairly secure. And because we're using cotton cord to make this pattern, it is still nice and soft on the side, so it shouldn't irritate your little one. For those of you who are at a beginner level and are looking to get started on your first or second macrame project, we do offer a macrame starter kit, which is a small wall hanging that goes over the 6 basic knots of macrame. It is super helpful to start your first few projects with the kit, since you get all the necessary materials you need to make your first macrame project. If you just want to get the right cord to be able to make your first few macrame projects, we do offer a 2-for-1 cord deal. So if you just want to get 2 rolls of macrame to get started on your first few projects by learning off other tutorials on YouTube, then you can definitely do that as well. If you're interested in any of these, you can check out the links in the video description below. And with that, let's get started. Before we begin, you will need some materials and supplies. I've used 3mm cord for this pattern along with an elastic headband, and here are also the suggested cord lengths for the pattern as well. The cord I will be using for this pattern is a 3mm single strand cotton cord from our rainbow cord line. This is a soft yet sturdy cord made from 100% recycled materials, and as you can see here, it's tightly twisted, but there are also some speckles of other colors that you might be able to see, and that's because of the recycled nature of the cord. You will also need a headband of some sort. I'm using an elasticy headband. If you're making this for a bigger child or for an adult, you may want to use a solid headband, and you can do that as well. To start the pattern, we're going to take a strand of cord at 200 centimeters long, folded in half, and attached onto the headband using a reverse Lark's head knot. Now we're going to take some tape and we're going to tape the top part of the headband down so that we can work on the pattern more easily. To start, we're going to take the far right cord as the anchor cord and the left cord as the working cord for a double half hitch knot to the left. Then taking another strand of 200 centimeter long cord, attach it onto the left cord using a reverse Lark's head knot plus half hitch. So start by making that reverse Lark's head knot first, then take the right cord and make a half hitch knot onto the same anchor cord. And then with the left cord, we're also going to make a half hitch knot on the left side. Once this knot is complete, we're going to slide it up to meet that other double half hitch knot. Now we're going to make a row of double half hitch knots underneath. So starting with the far right cord as an anchor cord, make 3 double half hitch knots to the left. Then underneath, add another row of double half hitch knots to the left. Now take the anchor cord over to the right, and we're going to make a row of double half hitch knots to the right this time. So taking the far left cord as an anchor cord, anchored over to the right side, take the next 3 cords to the right as working cords for 3 double half hitch knots. Now underneath, we're going to repeat for 1 more double half hitch knot row from left to right. Before starting on the last row underneath, we're going to start with the far left cord as an anchor cord again, and we're also going to make 3 double half hitch knots to the right. But after each double half hitch knot, we're going to include the working cord with the next double half hitch knots anchor cord group. So the one that I just finished now, I'm including it for the next double half hitch knot in the inside with the anchor cord from before. Then we're going to continue this pattern for 1 more double half hitch knot to the right. So the next and last double half hitch knot should have 3 anchor cords inside. Take 1 strand of cord from the anchor cord group, and now we're going to weave it through the headband at the top and through the back. Flipping the petal over, we're going to take that cord we just weaved through and then the last working cord from the pattern, and we're going to make a double overhand knot, pulling at both of the cords tightly for the knot. You should now be able to split the remaining cords into 2 groups of 2 cords each. The 2 cords at the back will flip over to the top, and then the other 2 remaining cords will hang out at the bottom. Or right now, what I've done is the 2 on the bottom is facing the left side, and the 2 at the top are now facing the bottom to the right. So taking the tape, I'm going to re-tape this part down. I'm just going to tape the top petal down now. And we're going to work on the next petal using the same method. So with those two cords that are off to the right, we're going to make a double half hitch knot to the right using the far right cord as an anchor cord. Then taking a strand of 120 centimeter long cord, make a reverse lark's head plus half hitch onto the right cord. We're now going to repeat the same petal pattern that we had done from the first petal, but this time in the opposite direction. So using the top cord as an anchor cord again, make 3 double half hitch knots to the right, then 1 more row underneath to the same direction, and then after that we're going to take the anchor cord over to the left side and make 3 rows of double half hitch knots to the left, remembering that the last row to include the working cord with the next anchor cord group for the next double half hitch knot. We're going to do the same thing to attach this petal onto the headband. Take 1 strand of cord from the anchor cord group, and we're now going to weave it through top down through that first petal up at the top. So in that hole in between, we're going to weave the cord through, bring it through to the back, meeting the working cord that we had last used, and make another double overhand knot at the back. So flipping the pattern over, as soon as you have matched the 2 cords at the back, make a double overhand knot. Adjust the petals if necessary, and now we're going to start on the third and last petal using the 2 longer cords from the first petal. So they should be hanging from the bottom, and now we're going to make another petal in the same direction as the very first petal. So making a double half hitch knot to the left first, and then taking a strand of 120 centimeter long cord, make a reverse lark's head plus half hitch onto that left anchor cord. Now repeat the same petal pattern right underneath. Take a strand of cord from the anchor cord group, and now we're going to weave it through the second petal we had made. So the petal on the right here. We're going to weave it through top down. And then finding the last working cord we had used at the back, we're going to match it up with this cord that we had just weaved through for a double overhand knot at the back. Now we're going to weave the cords through the petals from bottom up. Weave them through the closest petal. So 2 petals should have 3 cords weave through them, and then 1 petal should have 2 cords weave through them. Now with 4 cords, so 2 cords from 2 petals, we're going to make a berry knot. So as you can see here, there's 3 cords in the right petal, but I'm just going to take 2 of them and then the 2 cords next to it on the next petal and make a berry knot. Start by making a square knot. Leave some space at the top, about ½ inch to an inch of space. Finish off the square knot and then make 2 more consecutive square knots underneath. Then take the middle 2 cords and weave them through the hole right in the middle above the first square knot. Pull the anchor cords through to the back and finish off with 1 last square knot. Now what we're going to do to finish off this pattern is make a series of double overhand knots. So taking 2 cords side by side, make a double overhand knot. And what we're going to do is try to spread out these double overhand knots so that once we cut off the excess fringe, there is fringe all around the berry knot. Because there seems to be more cords at the bottom, I'm going to weave 2 of them through the back and then bring it up through the top petal and then make another double overhand knot up at the top. Now all you have to do is cut off the excess fringe, comb through them, and then re-trim it again. Once you're done, this is what the pattern should look like. And that concludes our macrame flower baby headband tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You can definitely make an adult version of this headband. If you would like a tutorial for the mummy version, let me know in the comment section below and I will come up with one. If you guys are interested in taking this flower and incorporating it into a wall hanging, we are doing that this month on our Bochiknot macrame community on Patreon. Patreon is a platform where we go over a specific macrame theme and we release a lesson tutorial weekly to go over that theme, and that includes tips and tricks for that theme and pattern tutorials. So for the month of October, we're going to go over all things 3D macrame, so 3D leaves, 3D flowers. We incorporated a smaller version of this flower onto our most recent wall hanging project as well. If you guys are interested in learning more, you can check us out at patreon.com/Bochiknot. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. And if you haven't already, make sure you click subscribe to stay tuned for more videos just like this. Thanks for watching and I'll see you guys next time.